What up, fam? Welcome to What's Hot This Week. This week, she professed herself a pupil of the wise men, episode 4, the Genius Prince Guide to Raising the Nation Out of Debt, episode 4, the Legend of Vox Machina, episodes 1 through 3, and we had the wrapping up of Dota season 2. And I was really surprised that came out so fast after season 1 and that Halo. All right, let's get into it. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Shinobi in the house. Got a lot going on this week, so I just want to jump right into it, especially in anime, because I'm really digging on the winter 2022. I still got to get used to saying 2022. I mean, the fall anime season was pretty hyped, but I had some low expectations for this season, but so far I'm really digging it. Some really highlights this week that stood out for me was she professed herself a pupil of the wise man. It picked right up right after because I think Mita was finishing some errands. She had errands inside of the darkness, going through the dungeons with her new party friends, and once they got to the castle, she had some problems that she had to handle because I guess she was at her limit, because the name of the episode was I'm already at my limit, and I guess was a play on words, because especially when you're going through the change, now coming from she's been through many changes. First, she's been a little boy that became an old man who became a little cute girl now. So she's been going through the changes, but now she's trying to, besides her power, getting just for her power, also getting used to her new body and how to handle her body. So that was pretty funny. And I think with a lot of these we'll be talking about, it's gonna be a little spoilers. So just be prepared. It's a lot of spoilers. But I think what cracks me up is the mage Frika, who always freaking out, Frika, however you ever say her name, who always I think she's into Mita just a little bit. But as for the couple of isekis that's going on this season, I'm really liking this one. There's a couple I'm liking, but I like this one just for it's not trying too hard to be different. You know what I mean? It knows what it is and it accepts that, and I'm just embracing the cuteness and even throwing in a little fan service in there. But I like like I said, this is spoilers. The fight with the demon, being able to show the party her abilities and what she really can do, because being one of the most powerful persons in this kingdom secretly, without people knowing, because of the new body and stuff. But and I like how they pass it off and saying no, I'm just as powerful because I'm his pupil. You know what I mean? But all in all, definitely was a good episode. Let's get on to the Genius Prince Guide to Raising the Nation Out of Debt, episode 4. I have to admit, I did not have high expectations for this, especially since how realistic Hero rebuilt the kingdom. When that one first came out, I had no interest in watching it because it just didn't seem like something I was into. But it quickly became one of my favorites. So when this one came up, I was just like, is it just gonna be a copy and paste, another nation? Is that the new thing? It's about political kind of economic kind of anime, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. I gave the other one a chance, but this one just, wow, it completely just caught me off guard. Just the uniqueness, the writing of it. I love the characters. I love Loa, I love Wayne, I love Ninya. But this episode in particular, pretty much, I think episode 3 and 4 kind of bring it, shows you what's really going on behind the scenes, because we kind of wrap your head around and find out that the empire is kind of like a new empire, and all of the countries, the provinces that inside of the empire, everybody was completely independent now. So with having all of the princes, Loa's brothers, fighting each other with a civil war, that's just making the empire weaker. While they foes smelling blood in the water. It's like, they probably right now they supplying all the princes everything they need, because they want them to fight, because the more that they fight, the more instability there is in the empire, and that's what they want. So, and then Loa, she sees this, the prince is only looking out for what they can gain, but her being a woman and being the youngest, no one is paying attention to her, so that's why she's coming to Wayne. And you start seeing all this stuff, and then you see Wayne and Loa playing chess with each other. I think that's what really caught me off guard, because I really just thought, especially the first episode, kind of was just telling you, like, he's this smart kind of genius dude who really doesn't want, all he wants to do is chilling out with his hot school friend, you know what I mean? And that's all he really wants out of life, and doing nothing, but circumstances bringing him into the forefront, and his life of leisure is slowly slipping through the cracks. But this episode, besides just laying out what's really going on, when homeboy, Gerard came from the other country, and he came strolling up there because, Wayne's, some of his little backpedaling and back dealing, trying to secretly, playing chess, got him to come there, but it didn't end up the way he wanted to end. Especially, like I said, there's gonna be some spoilers. How my man met his end, when he met his end in the fight. Oh my God, I don't think I laughed so hard in a couple days. That was just. It was epic and beautiful at the same time. Beautiful, just how an epic fail. So this episode really nailed how it is completely different from a realistic hero building a kingdom. Similar names, similar kind of vibes, but totally different, and it really holds its own in doing its own thing, and I really can't wait to see how this all pans out. And I also and before I jump away from this, I love the PDA right here, because Ninya and Wayne, this was the first time that she actually was blatantly showing, affection. We knew that they had affection for each other, especially when she said that she can never be his wife. But that didn't mean that they didn't have, some kind of physical relationship, especially, in kingdoms and royalties, you always have like, your little side honey, you know what I mean? And it's just part of royalty, you know what I mean? But I'm rooting for her. I'm definitely rooting for her. The Legend of Vox Machina. Vox Machina, Vox Mechanica, and Vox Machina. That when I first saw the trailer, and I was just like, what is this? But I gotta admit, I was all hyped for it, because I as much as I love anime, I equally love Western and American animation also, and when you got, and it splits into two. You got stuff that's done for children, and then stuff for an adult audience, and it really gets on my nerve when people are saying that all animation and anime are for kids, and I'm like, their kids are not the one inside of studios drawing this. It's grown ass adults that's drawing this, for the mainstream. So until you have some elementary school kids making animation that are on TV, I'm gonna say that all animation is for all ages. If you like it, you like it, but the Legend of Vox Machina is definitely aimed at an adult audience, and just watching the trailer tells you exactly what it's all about, and it's, I think I think they got the first 10 episodes were actually funded by Kickstarter, and then Amazon already picked it up for season 2, and I think season 2 actually was even approved before even the first 3 episodes even came out. The series was, I think it's set in Estrina, I think how you pronounce it, Estrina, and it follows the campaign. I think this is literally like the first big missions that they're going on as a group, as an adult, and I think this is kind of a prequel of what was going on in the D&D campaign, because this did come from the Critical Role crew, their D&D campaign, and so this is kind of like a prequel. And all of the characters, you got Vets, Percy, Pike, Briarwood, and I think they all unique in their own way. But I think I think most of the controversy that you're hearing about this show mainly stems from people who have been watching the D&D campaign, for a while, and they're attached to, hearing about these characters and seeing them played out by the D&D crew. And so a lot of people just don't want to see it animated, and I think it's the same group of people. It's like, you got some people that wants to play role-playing games who will never play tabletop, and some people that play tabletop will never play the other one, never play the other side, so some people just have these characters in their mind, and what's going on the animation doesn't fit into what they have in their mind. But all I put aside, I enjoyed all 3 episodes. It's sometimes that borders on, are you trying too hard? are you trying to be an adult show and just be a good show? You know what I mean? But when it's just, sometimes you have these moments that it's just being a good show, and I'm enjoying it a lot, but then you all have the moments that I'm like, come on, I think y'all trying just a little bit too hard to be edgy. Just do good writing. And I think when you have good writing, everything just flows really naturally. I'm definitely going to keep watching this because I'm enjoying it, and because we don't get that many shows like this, and so I'm a sucker for fantasy, and I love to support American animation studios. So Vox Machina definitely on the list. All right, let's get into it. Dota Dragon Blood Season 2. When it dropped on Netflix, I honestly wasn't even expecting to come, because I've already been less than a year that Season 1 came out, and I enjoy. We're going to go back into how much my love for American adult animation. As much as I love Japanese anime, I've been into anime for decades, showing my age, but it's definitely something, anime and animation, that I get to share with my family, and when I was younger, whenever I had kids, I'm definitely going to share my love with my children. We can watch anime together, and that's something that we do all the time now. There's nothing like, sitting on the couch, with your children and watching some anime and animation, and it's something that I love to do. It's a great bonding. But when Dota came out, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, because Dota doesn't have like the strongest storyline because it's a MOBA. But I'm glad that I was definitely made out of a liar, because I enjoyed it. And I think it was developed by Ashley Miller, and if I'm not mistaken, she did the script also, and she also worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, 2 other shows that I love also. And I think after the Dota 1 ended, they kept her on at the head of the project, and I loved everything that she did. This had a lot of Season 2, a lot of twists, and again, spoilers, a lot of twists, and the ending was actually a twist also, and especially when you didn't know Miranda, a guy that she looked up to and loved, and find out that he was a villain also, but also finding out that Miranda actually had secret goddess powers and stuff. So hopefully that part of the story gets fleshed out a little bit more for Season 3. And I'm definitely, for the reception that I'm seeing for Season 1 and 2 as came, I know for sure that a Season 3 will be coming a little bit after that. We haven't got any insight or any information about Season 3 coming out, but I can bet money that Netflix is definitely going to be dropping a Season 3. If you haven't got a chance to watch Season 1 and 2, blow through those. Take a weekend, order some pizza, get your gaming done, and then relax and watch some Dota. And please don't think that just because the Dota didn't have a strong story in the MOBA, the Netflix show is fire. You gotta watch it. All right, before we get out of here, we're definitely going to jump into that Halo TV trailer that dropped the other day. We had a little teaser, and I mean, we've been hearing about Halo. It's going to come out for a while. I've been shuffling around different directors, different showrunners, different funding, but to finally have it, this is really coming out. It's coming out this year. It's coming out in March. And when I saw the teaser, I'm like, okay, still in the back of your mind, it's like, is this really happening? I mean, because we've been talking about Halo for 20 years, that man, a TV show or a movie in this universe will be fire. And to see Master Chief, somebody that made the armor. I mean, we got a lot of, at conventions, we got a lot of dedicated fans out there that make some great armor. And then just like to see what Hollywood can do for Paramount Plus. Granted, not that many people is going to be using Paramount Plus, but they're smart. They try to find these franchises to bring you into their streaming, and that's what everybody doing is like, what can we do to bring everybody in? We got to think outside of the box, and having a Halo TV show is definitely outside of the box. And a lot of people, I was trying to tell my wife about Halo. She see me playing, she's like, "Is that the same game?" I was like, yeah. But you don't know, Halo is actually starts, it doesn't start, but the TV show is going to be around the 26th century. So it's like 600 years in the future, where humans going to be fighting the alien threat of the Covenant, and to see Master Chief walk around in this trailer, I was like, I think they nailed it. I think they nailed the suit. They nailed the look. And I think, of course, with something that's a beloved franchise like this, you're going to be having a lot of people that's going to be hating on the hate train, to begin with, but I played all the games. I know the story, but I think this is going to be its own thing. And I think it has to be its own thing. I think you're the same when you had the Wheel of Time, just when you got these beloved franchises, if you go copy for copy, word from word, what's the point? You have the other mediums that they come from. If you want to do that, let's just take the essence of what it is and do your own thing. But when you do your own thing, just make sure the shit is good. You know what I mean? Or don't do it at all. And I think you got the people that say, I want it to be exactly the same. No, I don't want it to be all exactly the same, because I can go to the original medium for that. I want something that can take this and expand on it, make it better than the original. You know what I mean? So I can say, oh yeah, this is what I want. This is in my mind what I always thought it can be. So if you haven't seen the trailer, check out Halo. The trailer is fire. And if you love anything about space and combat and see, now I'm just want to see some Space Marines, So come on, Henry Cavill, make some Space Marines. But check out Halo. Halo TV is coming in March.